from him to Mascherano. Again, looks to clip it out towards the right-hand side. Salvio certainly seeing plenty of the ball, and the right-back makes his way forward to the corner of the penalty area here. Once more Iceland just shuffling across, restricting the space. So well drilled, keeping the angles tight and restricting the amount of opportunity that Argentina have to play perceptive passes. Di Maria, though, has it. Left-hand side of the area, drop of the shoulder, wins the corner by playing it in. His cross deflected behind by Arneson.
Yeah, key for Argentina is keep probing that ball, keep moving it, but rotation of players is absolutely vital, and they're relying on one of the Iceland players just switch.
Jumps up and down on the spot in frustration at his inability to get his header on target.
Yeah, he's been pretty crucial for Argentina. I think we know he can score a goal. Certainly we've seen that domestically. Got on the end of that one really well, but didn't get above it. And also defensively as well, when they're tossing balls in the box, Argentina will rely on him getting his head on things.
Otamendi played at the 2010 World on Thursday, followed by a trip to St. Petersburg to take on Nigeria on the 26th. And those two sides, Croatia and Nigeria, the other two teams in Group D, meet later tonight, 8 o'clock your time. And we've got it live for you here on TalkSport. Alan Parry talking through the action of that one. Our fourth game today on TalkSport in the 2018 FIFA World Cup. After this one, it's Peru against Denmark with Adam Bridge and David Connolly, the former Republic of Ireland World Cup striker. Halfredson has the ball in the midfield for Iceland. Played for by Gunnarsson. Finn Borisson does well with his back to goal. Links it up with Gylfi Sigurdsson. Bjarnason plays the ball down the left-hand side of the area. Gylfi Sigurdsson runs, gets there first. Past Mesa. Pull back Bjarnason inside the penalty area. Finn Borisson waits 6 yards out. Didn't attack the ball, almost inexplicably. Maybe he thought he was offside, but the ball drifted past him over his head and straight out of play for a throw. And Bjarnason looks at him, hands outstretched. Why didn't you attack it, he's saying. Ball is cleared by Tagliafico towards halfway. Headed down by Ragnar Sigurdsson. Finds his centre-half partner, Kari Arneson, who scored in his last international against Ghana. Ball played for by Syverson, the right-back, showing a few more signs of attacking intent in this second half. Iceland is certainly encouraged by the fact that when they do get the ball around the edge of the penalty area, Argentina looks so shaky. Ragnar Sigurdsson in the sunshine, working it out towards the left-hand side, where Magnusson brings it forward. Takes a deflection off an Argentinian player. Otamendi stops it going out of play for what will be Iceland's first corner. Might wish that he hadn't, because Gylfi Sigurdsson's picked it up and runs around the first challenge. Now can pull it back towards the edge of the D, and he has won the first corner that Iceland have had. 7 for Argentina. This is Iceland's first. 5 minutes into the second half on TalkSport at 1-1.
I have to say, Jim, that everything good and clever that Iceland do goes through Sigurdsson. You know, he's so clever on the ball. When they've got the ball in advanced areas on their odd occasion, it's normally going through him, or he's the one delivering the cross.
Gylfi Sigurdsson will take this corner. And they've got six-footers ready to attack it inside the penalty area. Ragnar Sigurdsson makes the run in towards the near post. He's delivered deeper than that. Caballero came out, tried to punch it, didn't get anywhere near it. Was headed away from him, out of his grasp. Back for Halfredson, who turns a left-footed ball inside the area. Did it hit a hand? There was some appeals that it might have done. It's cleared by the Argentinian back line. No initial signs on our monitors that that is going to be a decision that will go to VAR. Ball eventually goes out of play for a throw, which will be taken on the Argentinian right. The defender that was involved was Salvio. As we just have a look at a replay, coming over the top of him was Kari Arneson. He's headed it down, he's hit the arm of Salvio. He's coming from behind him. There's no way that that realistically could be given. Change is imminent. The first substitution, I think, will be an Argentinian one, and might well be made in a moment. They need just to shake things up. We've seen little attacking intent from them in this second half so far. 6.5 gone in the second period. It's 1-1. Ilia towards the edge of the penalty area. Aguero on the half turn finds Messi, opens up for Messi just for a moment. He's got 5 white shirts around it, and you get it again. Slightly changed from Gylfi. Sigurdsson's a good one. Belia picks it up, back from him to Rojo. Mascherano working it wide. Salvio will pick it up on the right hand side of the penalty area. Salvio pulls it back. Aguero tries to waltz his way through, can't do so, and Gunnarsson will clear towards halfway. Finnbogason will chase manfully, but Otamendi wins the race and shepherds it out for a throw.
The amount of players are in and around the edge of that box when Argentina tried to probe and pass and play 1-2s is incredible. You know, there's about 17 players all in the space of 10 metres. It's incredible.
Ball goes past Messi intentionally from an Argentinian perspective. Out to the left-hand touchline for Tagliafico. Tagliafico for Di Maria on the left-hand side of the penalty area. His cross is blocked by Syverson, who stands up. Di Maria will get another opportunity, takes the ball away and finds Belia. Belia to Mascherano. Eva Banega is the player who's going to come on, and it will be Belia who will be replaced for Argentina in a moment, as they continue to work it patiently, trying to find Mesa on the right-hand side, and Bjarnason has tried to buy the free kick and has conned the Polish assistant referee over on the far touchline. I don't think Mesa did an awful lot wrong there, just went shoulder to shoulder, but free kick has been given, and Argentina can make the change. And Eva Banega has played in a couple of Copa America finals and has scored goals against Nigeria and Italy this season. Will replace Lucas Belia in the heart of midfield. A straight swap.
Yeah, I don't know what the situation is here, whether they've seen something tactically or whether there is a slight niggle. Just having a look at the great Maradona now, just down the touchline from us. He'll be a little bit frustrated with this. I'm sure he's got a goal or two in him still. Yeah.
Ball cleared by Mascherano on the edge of his own penalty area for Argentina. 9 minutes into the second half. Argentina 1, Iceland 1. And almost in territory for a long throw. It's not going to stop Gunnarsson trying one. Just in front of that little block of Icelandic support. He's made his way back, and he leans back over the hoardings now for a little bit of leverage. Again, plenty of spin and distance on the throw inside the penalty area. A little bit too loopy for Arneson to attack cleanly. Headed away by Otamendi on a couple of occasions. Out as far as Halfredsson. And then Syverson will turn it all the way back to his goalkeeper. Haldursson clears right-footed. A long ball forward. Trying to turn that Argentine back line, who aren't defending in quite such an advanced position in this second half. Just dropped off 3 or 4 yards. Ball's played forward towards Mascherano. Mascherano to Messi. Messi to Tagliafico. Just drifting out to the left-hand touchline to supply the width for Argentina. Doesn't have too much to worry about coming past it. With Iceland's midfield playing in such a narrow manner. Messi has it again now. Messi, again, playing much deeper than he would like. Finding Banega. Otamendi brings the ball forward. To his right-hand side is Mesa. Mesa back for Mascherano. Again, that's the cue for Tagliafico to tiptoe backwards out towards the touchline, trying to draw Gunnarsson out of position, or Gudmundsson. Di Maria does his best to get the better of Syverson. Couldn't quite work the angle for the reverse pass, so he goes deeper instead for Mascherano. Now Messi picking it up. Play for a corner.
Jim, I'm of the opinion Messi's received the ball probably about 5 or 6 times in a space of 2 minutes. He's laid most of it off, and he's gone on amazing then. I think he should go.
Comes out for the substitute, Banega to Aguero, edge of the penalty. You know, 1-2 Tagliafico gets a right foot shot in, blocked by Magnussen. It spins out of touchline. He has plenty of third and green grass to work from him. He went, but didn't get the return ball from Aguero that he wanted. Alfredson has done such an important job in the heart of that midfield for Iceland. He's the one that's having just to stick out a foot here and nudge a knee towards the ball there, stopping these through balls, finding Messi on the return from Aguero. And this time it's a free kick which will be taken by Iceland, and they're in no hurry to take it. Alderson will come outside his penalty area and will just try and hit that little bit of grass between the Argentine backline and the edge of the penalty area for an Iceland player to run onto. They tried to get Magnusson forward for it, but he couldn't get there in time. It's knocked away eventually by Salvio, and out of play for a throw, which will be taken on the Iceland left-hand side. 13 gone in the second half. The day that France beat Australia 2-1, but left it late. And this one is approaching the hour mark with nothing between the two teams either. 1-1 the scoreline. Bjarnason riding a challenge. Halfredson plays it forward. A little reverse ball from Sigurdsson. Tries to get Magnusson, the left back, outside the fullback. Whipped in hard as he would like them to be. And that one was even loopier. It's cleared easily. Halderson knocks it back forward. Messi will pick it up in the midfield as the fans over on the far touchline give us another rendition of the Icelandic clap. Here's Messi towards the edge of the penalty area. It's Eva Banega in space. Left-footed shot is blocked. If he'd hit it first time, that might have been a promising position, but he just took a touch, and that allowed Ragnar Sigurdsson to come out and block it. Tagliafico from a quickly taken throw finds Banega. Banega lofts it square to Salvio. Argentina doing everything they can to get the bodies into Iceland territory now. Wall of noise from the Icelandic support. The Argentinian fans trying to block that out with noise of their own as Di Maria fires it in. Messi with a touch. Bjarnason's back to defend, and Magnusson just hammers it 70 yards upfield, where Caballero will field it well outside his own penalty area. 1-1.
Yeah, I think Argentina, when you look tactically, what can they do to change this? It's very difficult to know what to do tactically, because Iceland are not going to change the way they play, even if you change the shape of your team against them.
Eva Banega again, dropping deep, finding the opportunity to think about a shot, but as soon as he did, he had Finn Morrison, the striker, come back and close him down. At times, the ball was worked back for Aguero. The striker could just stick his foot in to win it back. Halfredson then guides it back for Arneson, who neatly plays his way out, but in doing so, has just side-footed it out. And then Gunnarsson was clever, Goodmanson, I beg your pardon, because he knew that there was a danger of a throw being taken quickly, so he just went to ground, holding his knee. The Icelandic medical staff will come on and will give him the necessary treatment.
I think basically the referee's not got to stop the game if that's the case, you know. He's gone to ground, he wants to break the memento of the game, but the referee's at liberty to say play on.
He was the player that got in the end of that long-range shot about 20-30 seconds before he went down. I think he was just waiting for the ball to go off the island before he asked for treatment. More animation on the Argentine bench. Sampaoli in his dark suit, open neck white shirt, is prowling as he has been for the majority of this second half. Not happy with what he's seeing. Iceland are doing their best to try and slow things down as much as they can. This looks ominous as far as Goodmanson is concerned. I think the Burnley man's going to be unable to continue, and it could well be Rurik Gislason, plays his club football in Germany for Sandhausen, former Charlton man, who gets the nod to come on. By the Temporarily, they're down to 10 men, are Iceland, because they haven't been able to make the change yet. Argentina restart play. Messi plays it through the midfield. At a break, actually, for Gylfi Sigurdsson. Gylfi Sigurdsson plays it for Finn Morrison. Will chase. He's overhit the pass and be picked up by Caballero. Next time the ball goes out of play, Gislason will be on. But at the moment, it's an Argentine power play. 17 minutes into the second half. 1-1 is the scoreline here on TalkSport with Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce talking you through the action. Now the ball is worked out towards the right-hand side of the midfield. Argentina still keeping solid possession. Mascherano. Back for Messi. Messi lofted left-footed ball inside the penalty area. Was there a shot by Magnussen? Yes, there was. Penalty to Argentina.
Well, he certainly has gone down. He was bearing in on goal. It looked as though he was going to get a header on it, but I'll be interested to know whether it was just a crossover of feet, Jim, that's brought him down. We'll see a little bit of that. Well, I think both players have got their eye on the ball. I've got to say, that is an interesting one. I'm not sure he's used his hands to topple him, but I don't see the referee overturning this one.
It just looked as though it was an inadvertent trip, really, with all eyes on the ball as Magnussen was defending his far post area. But what it has done is given Lionel Messi the opportunity to get Argentina back in front. Hasn't scored in any of his last 4 World Cup games. Ronaldo started his World Cup campaign from the penalty spot yesterday. Can Messi do likewise today? That familiar left-footed approach, and it is saved by the diving Halvorsen, who went to his right-hand side, and Messi's penalty is kept out by the Icelandic goalkeeper. What a moment! It remains 1-1. The Icelandic support in raptures. That moment very much to the Vikings' liking. And Messi looks to the heavens, having missed from the spot.
Jim, I've got to say, this World Cup is just getting more and more exciting. Quite incredible. Iceland did.
For a handball, but nothing was given. Could that prove to be Iceland going to be able to get off to a positive start? Certainly in terms of the level of performance, it's been exactly that. Gislason is on now, incidentally, as the penalty was awarded. He was allowed to come on the field. The ball was played for by Arnesen. Then sliding in Finn Morrison, the scorer of the Iceland goal. Their first ever in World Cup finals football. Has put it out of play for a throw. Throw which has been taken into the centre circle. 65 on the clock. 1-1 here. Argentina against Iceland on a cloudless sky with the odd vapour trail overhead. Beautiful summer's afternoon here in Moscow. And another epic, gripping, enthralling encounter. 1-1. Here's Messi making his way forward. He was fouled. That was Bjarnason with the challenge. Bjarnason's yellow card has been in the post since the very first whistle of the game, and still he's not going to be punished. Just Messi walked his way through, and that's a yellow card offence. Bjarnason turned, put his shoulder out, and made sure that he's curved it over the bar. Yeah, poor effort. goalkeeper for the penalty save, which we've just seen again on the big screen. It wasn't a good penalty. It was that height about 3 feet off the ground that invites the goalkeeper to make the save, and it was by no means in the corner. So Iceland bring it forward at the other end with Gylfi Sigurdsson, always their most potent attacking threat, and his cross is deflected off Otamendi and out of play for an Iceland corner.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit flustered at the moment, Argentina. Good block on that occasion by Otamendi, stopping the cross. But every time the ball's in a set play area for Iceland, there's a problem.
It's only Iceland's second corner of the game. It'll be taken on the left flank. Gylfi Sigurdsson puts his hand over his eyes. He's looking into the sun as he prepares to take this corner. There's plenty of pushing and shoving going on. Magnussen, the tallest of the aerial targets, but he can't get there. There's too much on the ball intended for Gunnarsson at the far post. It's gone over everybody. And out of play for a goal kick. We're midway through the second half, and it's still all square, thanks to that penalty save from Halderson to deny Lionel Messi his first goal of this year's tournament, and his 6th in all. 1-1 at the scoreline. Are Argentina going to get off to a poor start? Still plenty of time to go, of course. Mesa hasn't been able to influence things in this second half. I wonder whether they're contemplating making a change and replacing the youngster. Out it goes on the right-hand touchline towards Salvio. The right-back for Mascherano. Mascherano gets it away from Gunnarsson. Play forward past the bearded Cardiff. Argentina have introduced so far. Javier Zanetti, the man whose record he's replaced here today, might be pulling his expensively coiffured hair out at the moment, the way that things have been going. Tagliafico winning it back, finding Banega. Higuain warming up, Dybala warming up as well. Is Mascherano. Mascherano for Messi. Messi, another little give and go from a deep position. Aguero spins it off towards Mesa. Mesa for Di Maria. Di Maria to Mascherano. All the spaces on the Argentine right. Salvio again receives a crossfield ball from Mascherano. And now will run, and a little step over, and he's pulled it back, but pulling it back behind Aguero, he couldn't get it to Tagliafico, who made another darting run from left back in towards the penalty spot, and Iceland repelled this latest attack. Only so far, though, because on the edge of the centre circle, the Argentinians win it back again, with Mascherano to Banega. A few of the Argentinian players look far from happy. Negative body language beginning to seep through here. Out towards the right. Three Argentine players between him and goal. Goalkeeper clears it to halfway, but back it comes again with Di Maria. Argentina beginning to turn the screw here. Ball back towards the edge of the penalty area, but only as far as Gunnarsson, who can clear his lines down towards Gislason, and Mascherano's leant into the ponytail midfielder and fouled him. Free kick to Iceland with 20 minutes to go at 1-1.
You picked up earlier, Jim, about how Fredson, about the work that he does in front of the two central defenders, Gunnarsson as well, the pair of them. What they do when Argentina do get the ball in wide areas, they drop back in and fill just inside the box, so there's no areas where that ball can be pulled back to. They're the areas where the goals come from.
1-1 with Halfredson, the hero for Iceland, launching it long towards Finn Bollason, the man who equalised Sergio Aguero's opener just 4 minutes after Argentina had taken the lead. It was 1-1 inside the opening quarter of the game. Karianiss's poor defensive header. All of a sudden they've lost their shape. It's Messi marauding forward. Gunnarsson with a crucial flick with his left foot. He couldn't get it away from Messi, but he took the pace and momentum from the counter-attack. Now it's Ever Banega. Right-footed effort from him. Swirling, but the goalkeeper got his body behind it and made a comfortable catch. But that was the first time that they'd lost their shape, and just for a moment, it was 2 against 2.
That is the most dangerous time for Iceland. They're so used to being in shape with big numbers. On occasion when they do spread and do try to attack, If you leave that man Messi to attack you one-on-one, you've got a big problem. But to credit to them, they recovered shape very, very quickly. Got numbers behind the ball. I've been quite impressed with Banega since he's come on. I think he's given more energy in the centre of the pitch.
Vastly experienced. It's his 63rd cap for his country today. Ever Banega, who's a Sevilla player. Now Mesa. Mesa tries to work it away to the right-hand touchline for Salvio. That's Bianis' 4th yellow card offence of the day. Still he waits for his first one to actually be produced. So cynical, but why not just keep going until the referee produces a yellow card, then you change your game plan. But until he does, there are always going to be these horrible, cynical, rudimentary blocks.
Well, he knows the game inside out, Bianis, and you can see that he's a clever player. His positional play is very good. It helps his fullback in behind him and tracking his man, and when he is slightly out of position, he's clever enough to know to block the game off with a foul.
Well, Messi had a sighter from a free kick about 6 or 7 minutes ago. He's now in a not dissimilar position, but slightly more central. Again, about 11 yards outside the penalty area. It is right of centre. The angle favours his left-footed shot. There are 5 in the wall. Left-footed, he's got it into the wall. It's not Bianis off his feet, but he's blocked it well. And then he comes back off Messi out towards the right flank for Mesa. And Gylfi Sigurdsson, full of industry, stops the cross at source and puts it out of play for a throw, which will be taken by Argentina. Only after the referee wanted to make sure there were no concussion issues there with Bianis, and after being taken off his feet by Messi's free kick. He's okay, and play goes on. Pavon is going to be brought on very shortly for Argentina, the left-sided midfielder. Di Maria, back for Belia. Di Maria, you would imagine, as it is Pavon who's going to be coming on, will be the player who will make way. It's been a little bit disappointing today. 1-1, 17 minutes to go. Ball on the edge of the penalty area with Messi. Trying to work the angle for a shot. 9 between him and goal. Little 1-2 with Aguero. And Gunnarsson makes sure it doesn't come off. Then Dalin was caught in possession by Aguero. A good reading of the situation for the Manchester City player. Finds Mascherano. Back from him to Di Maria. Just past the referee. Mascherano again. Squared away for Banega. Banega, who is finding those little pockets of space. Almost threaded it through for Di Maria. Those white shirts so compact, converge. The eyes of the needle so narrow. Impossible to thread the right ball through. Still, they persist. They're being patient, Argentina. They're not panicking, but they're not creating chances. Only 6 shots on target in the entire game from them so far, and that's for having had 72% possession. Gylfi Sigurdsson, the Icelandic talisman, can bring it away. Now works it through the midfield out to the left-hand side for Magnusson. Herder Magnusson with a long but ultimately aimless ball forward towards the edge of the penalty area, which was easily cut out by Otamendi. And Otamendi will find Rojo, and he will bring it forward for Banega. You're with Talk Sport, your World Cup station. We've got all 64 games live for you. Brought you France's victory against Australia earlier. Is this going to be a frustration for Argentina? With 1-1 the scoreline, 15 minutes from time. Iceland now win a free kick, given away by Tagliafico. That will allow both managers the opportunity to make a change. Pavon for Di Maria is confirmed as the Argentinian swap, and Gunnarsson will make way for Iceland, and he's going to be replaced by Ari Skulason. Now that's an interesting one, because Skulason is a left back and he's going to come on for a central midfielder. Does that mean that they're going to move Magnusson into the middle, or is Skulason just going to play in that role? The Icelandic coaching staff are just explaining to Gislason exactly what is going to be happening. But Gunnarsson, full of industry. He's had another magnificent game. He's hardly played all season after having knee surgery. I just wonder whether it's that has been the overriding factor in the captain-making way. Well, as I say, Skulason is a left back, but he's coming on at the moment on the right wing, and it's Gislason who's going to take a more advanced attacking midfield position in the centre, and Gylfi Sigurdsson is dropping that little bit deeper, and straight away has been beaten as an opportunity for Aguero to make his way forward. He's got Pavon in support for him. Was halfway, but Fimborason tries to make something happen, and of course all the time it's 1-1. One moment of magic, one brilliantly executed set piece. give Iceland an extraordinary victory.
Yeah, they certainly could. I mean, you know, I've got it in my mind, how are Argentina going to get a goal? But they only need one chance. I've got to say, Gylfi Sigurdsson has been absolutely outstanding today. What he's done in and out of possession has been so good for the team.
Pavon, left-hand side of the penalty area, drops his shoulder, tries to find a way through. Syverson with the challenge, and it's going to be a yellow card for diving, I think. The referee's going to go across and have a word with Pavon. Now, if he hasn't given a penalty there, then that does look like a blatant dive. The Argentinians, of course, want it to be reassessed on VAR, but that's a dive. That should be a yellow card.
Well, he's got a touch on him. I've got to say, he has got a Saracenson's got a touch on the player. So, is it a penalty? It's a very cheap one, but as soon as he's had the touch, he's gone down.
It was the exaggerated fall, really. It was the kind of sort of half topple at 45 degrees that made up the referee's mind. But VAR happy. It's an American VAR today. Incidentally, Mark Geiger with a Polish referee, Simon Marciniak. He was very aggressive in the face of Pavon. Angry with him for going to ground, trying to deceive him. Here's Messi bringing it forward now towards the edge of the penalty area. Iceland have got to make sure that they don't lose their shape in the final 12 minutes of the game as they begin to tire. Tagliafico, well back outside the penalty area now. For Eva Banega, Mascherano with a straight ball, brought down brilliantly by Messi, and just as he was prepared, having
Argentina pouring water into the dam fills up, the pressure builds up, and they're asking questions all the time. You've got to concentrate if you're an Icelandic player now.
In comes the corner from Banega. It's head away and out of play for a throw. That's a great analogy, but at the moment it's damn Iceland as far as Argentina are concerned, because the men from the north are producing a wonderful performance, redolent of their great work at Euro 2016. Mascherano goes square to Otamendi. The centre-half will bring it forward, and now Mesa in a more central position finds a little bit of space, and coming back, Halfredson makes the challenge, and Mason caught him as he stretched to get the ball. He was oblivious to the fact that he was going to come in, and it's another free kick to be taken by Iceland. The crowd, a shade over 44,000, 95% of them willing Argentina to find a way through, but at the moment, it's that penalty save from Halfredson to deny Lionel Messi Argentina's second goal that is the dominant and most significant moment of the afternoon. 1-1 the scoreline with 10 to go. Bjarnason plays the ball out towards the Argentinian left. Gislason has worked it back to his goalkeeper, Halderson. Skulason chase after it, knocked away though by Tagliafico. So Skulason is trying to do a job to stop Tagliafico pushing forward. He's a fullback playing on the right-hand side of midfield, almost as an auxiliary fullback himself. Now they can bring it forward. Bjarnason out towards Gislason. Was he caught by Salvio? The referee says no. Salvio got a touch on the ball, so it's a throw to Iceland. 10 yards from the corner flag. This is where they need the long Gunnarsson throw, but of course he's gone off now.
I think from Iceland's point of view, they'll just be delighted to be up the other end of the pitch and give them a respite. They're starting to appear the odd gap in the midfield areas, and Iceland need to keep that nice and strong, keep it filled, stay with your runners.
It's Magnusson's long throw this time that tries to cause problems, but like his predecessor, he couldn't quite get the line of attack right, and Argentina easily knock it away. It hasn't been a potent weapon so far this afternoon. Only got to get it right once though. Gislason back for Magnusson, headed away from Gylfi Sigurdsson by Mascherano, and now another opportunity for Argentina to bring it forward with the Mercurial. Messi trying to find their way through, and Magnusson has gone in almost with his upper arm in bringing Argentina player down on the edge of the area. Messi just wide, and only just wide. He got it onto his left foot, 20 yards out, rifled one towards goal. Halldórsson threw himself across the line and probably just about had it covered. Might not have done, having seen the replay, but it went a whisker wide of the post.
Well, all the Iceland players stopped there. They were fully expecting Bjarnason's challenge to be pulled up for a free kick. The one person who didn't stop was Messi, and he just didn't get enough curl on the ball. I think if he had, he'd have scored. But once again, those gaps opening slightly again.
They're asking the questions. They're finding the answers in turn, the Iceland back line. And now they will try and push forward on the counter-attack. Can't get too far. That's an Argentina throw. The last throw of the dice is imminent. Mesa is going to be coming off. And sure, it's going to be Gonzalo Higuain who will come on. The man who scored 5 World Cup goals in 11 games. 4 in 4 in the 2010 World Cup, including a hat-trick against South Korea. And scored the winner against Belgium in the quarter-finals in 2014. He will come on. The Juventus striker hoping to score in a 3rd World Cup. Taliafico, the left back, brings it forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Pavon is in support. Pavon trying to find a way past Syverson. He's turned one way, quickly, backtracks, goes back the other. Here on the edge of the penalty area, Eva Banega finding Lionel Messi. Messi once more doing everything he can to get it onto his left foot. Gylfi Sigurdsson likewise manfully stopping that happening, but the return ball comes from Eva Banega, and then a little nutmeg of Banega from Bjarnason as they play their way out. Gylfi Sigurdsson looking for an outball. There isn't one. Referees let so much go, and does again there as Gylfi Sigurdsson and Mascherano were both at it. Back it comes for Messi now. Messi curving it towards the edge of the penalty area. Taliafico with the layoff. Right footed shot from Pavon is blocked bravely by Syverson, and it ricochets out to halfway.
I'm seeing a lot of tired Icelandic players there. The manager on the touchline for Iceland's waving his arms frantically, trying to get his team at it. As I say, 1 or 2 gaps just opening now. 1 or 2 players just walking where they were sliding around, and that is danger signs for me for Iceland.
Here's Messi towards the edge of the 10 minutes of every game at the tournament so far. Well, I think in 4 of the 5 there's been a result-changing goal in the last 10 minutes. Will there be one here? Higuain coming on.
I've got to say, if I was a betting man, I would say Argentina will score a goal in the last 10 minutes or so.
Well, Higuain's on. That 95th minute own goal winner for Iran yesterday. Is there going to be similar late drama here? Ronaldo's late goal, Pogba's goal in the last 10 minutes today to give France the victory against Australia. We've got 6 minutes to go here, and it's 1-1. Higuain. Mascherano does. He obliges by knocking it to his right-hand side. And out he goes to that touchline for Salvio for Mascherano this time has fouled his man. Gylfi Sigurdsson's won the free kick, which will be taken 10 yards outside his own penalty area. He was the man who replaced Lars Lagerbäck after Euro 2016. They were joint coaches for that tournament. He's now in. They've delivered. 1-1 is the scoreline. And they are still just one potential moment of brilliance away from an extraordinary victory that will send shockwaves around the world of football. Arrow knocked away by Cardi Arneson and out of play for a throw.
There's a lot of Iceland players chasing the ball back to their own goal for 80, 70 odd minutes. We've seen them all back behind the ball. Now on a
Just left-footed shot on him, and he's taken inside the penalty area, then lays it back for Pavon rather than getting a shot in. Pavon's curling ball inside the area, brilliantly saved. Don't know whether Taliafico or Aguero got a touch on the cross, just to feather it towards that far post, but Haldursson did brilliantly, this time diving away to his left-hand side to get a strong hand to it and find a teammate. Back it comes again though, 1-1. Messi's seen a penalty saved in the second half. Taliafico forward towards Aguero, back for Taliafico again. Taliafico towards the edge of the centre circle where Rojo will pick it up. He's found Mascherano out towards the right-hand side of midfield. Higuain waits for the ball to arrive. He's done well to be able to turn away from Halfredson in possession. Two men who know each other well from Serie A. Messi then brings it forward. Taliafico toe pokes it out towards Pavon. Pavon on the left-hand side of the penalty area, trying to take on Skulason. His ball inside the area, just too high for Higuain. He picked up by Salvio on the edge of the box, who's never scored an international goal. Right-footed effort from Mascherano of all people, but diving forward, Haldursson can make the save, and Iceland are nearly there, on the verge of a positive result in their first ever game in the World Cup. It's 1-1.
Jim, they're nearly there, but they're rocking, they're tired. There's players going down with fatigue, there's cramp amongst their ranks. I think they're about to make a substitution, more fresh legs coming on. But I've got to go back to that save by Haldursson. I think the save that he's just put in just a minute ago was better than the penalty save, I really do. So difficult, those ones. Whipped across the face of the box, you're expecting a touch, no touch. They often end up in the far corner. Wonderful save.
The player that leaves the field is Alfred Finnbogason, the scorer of Iceland's first ever goal in the World Cup. Now playing his football here in Russia with Rostov. He might not get too many touches. 90 seconds to go, plus stoppage time, and Mascherano sportingly, because the player went down injured, taps the ball back out. Dramatic, keeping with the high drama that we've already seen, even only 3 days in to the 2018 FIFA World Cup, which has the makings of being one of the best ever. Throw to be taken by Salvio on the right-hand side. Towards the edge of the penalty area, the Argentinians come, but it's their own penalty area at the moment. Hallgrímsson, the Icelandic coach, is looking to the Iceland support and is asking them to give another rendition of the famous Viking clap, just to try and get the team over the line. Rojo finds Otamendi. Still around halfway this possession. Now Mascherano will try and go up through the gears and make his way forward. He's found Taliafico. Taliafico to Pavon. Pavon back for Javier Mascherano again. Mascherano goes square to his right-hand side for Ever Banega. Banega to his right, to Otamendi. Now they're within 20 yards of the edge of the penalty area. Everybody, bar Sigurðarson, is back behind the ball. There's going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time added. We're about 10 seconds away from that right now. Salvio's got it. He's got 3 to aim at in the middle. High ball looking for Aguero, is repelled by Ragnar Sigurdsson, and then further away from Magnusson's header. Out only as far as the centre circle for Rojo, as the numbers board is shown. The 5 extra minutes confirmed. Halfredson, which leave both in a heap in the midfield, and they might both need treatment.
I'm really not sure why he's given a foul to Iceland. Be welcomed by Iceland at this moment in time. I think they've given everything. Absolutely given everything.
Will have earned one of those as well. Has to be said, they haven't been able to play with the cigars out today by any stretch of the should be extended by 30 seconds for that treatment. Rojo will, on the edge of his own penalty area, nervelessly play it forward for Banega. 1-1 is the scoreline. Both the goals in the first 23 minutes. Iceland equalising shortly after Argentina had taken the lead. Messi seeing a penalty saved in the second half, which has been one-way traffic. 73% possession for Argentina. 24 shots they've had, but they've only scored once. Pavon to Higuain on the edge of the penalty area. Skullerson tries to stop him getting a shot in. It's worked wide towards Ever Banega. Now Messi will pick it up. Danger signs for the Icelandic players. Messi's intelligently worked it to his right-hand side. Drops off again on the edge.
Going to open up on that left. He's looking to drag on the left, and he's just cut it back inside. And there. And what they've done well today. Jim, if they stayed on their feet, they've never committed, they've never dived in. They've said, you can have the ball in front of me, but I'm not going to give my wicket away cheaply. And they've done brilliantly at that, Iceland.
Mascherano heads the ball forward. Then to play further towards Sergio Aguero. Should be passed a note by our producer James Dodd, who said if the Icelandic defenders are playing with cigars on, then they've got 12 men on the field. Where's Sigarson on the team sheet? Ball's laid back to the goalkeeper, and it'll be bowled out from the back. There are maybe 2.5 minutes of stoppage time to go. Argentina are in possession. It's 1-1. Ever Banega finding Mascherano. Barring that Messi chance a few moments ago, they haven't really had a decent side of goal recently. Tagliafico tries to take it on the half-turn, then has to take evasive action because he got in Messi's way. The next phase of play, Messi with a layout for Ever Banega. Messi's continued his run. It's a brilliant header away from Arneson, and then Magnussen can sweep it further clear. Mascherano picks it up again. Sampaoli well outside his technical area, doing everything he can. Shot, and he didn't play a straight enough ball for somebody to attack. All he did was chip it into the hands of the grateful goalkeeper, who collapses onto it and whacks it. Gets past one challenge, tries to get past another. Set piece right at the end of the game, and it was obvious that it was now never for Portugal. 3 minutes of stoppage time by the time he hits it, but can he also come to the World Cup party by delivering for his side when they need it most? Argentina don't get off to a winning start. What a day for Iceland. In their first ever match on the World Cup stage, their first ever game in a major tournament, they negated Ronaldo and Portugal. Their first ever match in the World Cup, they've negated Argentina and Messi. Another famous chapter is written, but only thanks to Hannes Halldorsson's penalty save from Lionel Messi. Embolason equalising Aguero's goal in the first half. Tears in the eyes of the Icelandic players as they make their way. All the credit goes to Iceland. They played as we knew they would, but they've delivered. Full time, Argentina 1, Iceland 1.
Well, quite an amazing game in a very different way. We've had everything so far in the first 3 days, haven't we, of this World Cup? We're only halfway there on the Saturday as well. We've got Peru against Denmark, 5 o'clock kickoff, and then at 8 o'clock Croatia against Nigeria, now back in Group D, where one of those two sides can take an early advantage in that group as well. Adrian Durham will be your host for both of those games. They can hardly make it over to their fans. They're so worn out, this Icelandic side, but now they do. And the fans away in 2 big blocks, right at the corner flag and halfway between the halfway line and the quarter flag, aren't going anywhere until the whole of this squad goes over there. And along with them, I'm sure we're going to have a couple of drum beats, a couple of claps and a hoo and a toll fan